Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have a good rack, I've got the J, and I can get it doubled. Jirel for 40. Not so good. I have the Q, but no U or I to go with it. There is a U on the board. If that remains available, well, I do have plays through that, I just don't have anything great through it. And, well, it hasn't been totally blocked. I can play Aqua. Has opponent provided anything new? Don't think so. So, this is what I'm thinking of. Acqui for 36. BV combo not great, and this looks a long way from a bingo. But the board's quite tight, and I do have a small lead. Acqui, a very blocking play, not really setting up anything. And obstructing plays down from the J, which is good. So, how to sort this rack out? Certainly want to play off one or both of B and V. Might be tricky. Neither Bab nor Vab is good. And I'd also like to sort out the duplicate O's. So, I could play Aboon, keeping DV. Or Bond, keeping Avo. This does create a fairly easy scoring spot for opponent in column 3 with this B next to a double word square. Rack lead not great either. And nor is the score. So, can I do better? I've got the N for chin. So, I could play Vane. Blocky not really providing anything. Decent score, 26 points. Not a disastrous rack lead. O's do go quite well with the B. So regardless of what I pick up, I should be playing with this rack. So can I do better than Vane? And Abo is good. Not seeing a play which utilises that. So I'm going with this. Well, I don't add to my collection of O's, and I have no other vowels, which means the duplicate O is less of a problem, but the rack is still a long way from a bingo. V takes nothing after it, so I haven't provided access to the triple word square in the middle of row A. Now, my priorities for this move are playing off the V and sorting out the duplicates, and VOR is a word. So that might be one way through. Just 14 points for the opponent. Toll takes an S and a Y after it. I'm not seeing anywhere for Vor. I don't have anything which goes in front of ABBA. Well, I do. I have the B. So I could play Daub. 22 points. This rack leave isn't terrible. In particular, if I draw an E, I will have the over prefix. I'm not providing anything super hot. Just the D next to this double letter square. Can I infer that opponent has got the S? Maybe he has, but I'm not sure I can do anything about that. L doesn't take an O in front, so I can't really block the bottom left of the board. Can I do better than Daub? Well, not that I can see. No E. Still a ton of them to come. But a fairly balanced rack. 3 scoring tiles and a couple of vowels, so I'll certainly be playing through this. I could play thou in column 3, although that does take an A in front. Nice bingo for opponent. He now leads by 15. So, what to do here? I could play who, that's my initial thought. I am looking to play off 2 at least of the 3 high-scoring tiles. Can't see anything good in column 10. And although who is retaining the V does go quite well with I, N and R. If you imagine almost any vowel apart from the U, with this set of 4, it's a reasonable 5-letter set. I can do slightly better than this, and although I am diminishing the rack in terms of its value, I am scoring a lot of extra points, which justifies doing that. So YO for 44. Well, another balanced rack, but non-bingo-y. However, I do have a slender lead. Now, I didn't consider vow after opponent had played, but I think YO's score of 44 greatly exceeds the value, the score and rack lead value of vow. Now, indoors does not take a Y. I think it's outdoors which does. So, where are the scoring opportunities? Now, Tolly is good. I mentioned an S hook. I think it also takes a Y. Look at this, opponent playing off just 1 tile. That suggests he's keeping a very strong 6-letter set, including an L or an S. I have neither. So, what can I do with this Y hook for Toll? And I'd really like to get rid of this V. It's been on my rack forever. And if opponent has got the S, then row O suddenly becomes a lot hotter. Is there any way I can play off the V with the Y? I don't think there is. So, what's the best I can do? I can see Doi. 29 points, not a bad score, not a bad rack lead, but is it the best move, the winningest move? I don't have a vowel which goes in front of tar. I think I am going to go with this. Again, this rack lead is not terrible. Most vowels apart from the U will improve it considerably. Well, I don't have an E, so I don't have overman. And I don't have an I or an E for going in front of tar, or a U in fact. I do have vom in column 3, but that leaves the duplicate A, and it would be nice to split that up. Now, just 9 points for opponent. Fantastic. And I do now have a spot for my V because I can play Varan. Wow, I'm just 9 points for opponent, and he's sort of blocking that spot. Interesting. So Varan for 30, and the rack leave is fine. AM would be better. But look at this, only 1 O to come, so that improves the value of this rack leave. Fantastic. I draw the first blank, and the rest of the rack looks pretty close to a bingo. Not too many floaters on the board, but there are some. And there are 7-letter lanes. Although not a huge number. I noticed that column 2 is available for bingos ending OUS. Now, opponent has bingoed, but still trails by 10. Can I respond in kind? Close to mosasaur. If this S was 1 to the left, I would have that. Close to abomasum. Do I have that? I would need a B or an M. I don't have either. Column 1 quite hot for bingos ending in D. What I'm going to do, 12 minutes on my clock, 27 tiles in the bag, which isn't very many. I'm going to squiz through the alphabet and see if any 7s or 8s come to mind. That would be an abomasum with an M. Amadeus. Does that play? Not sure it does. Any 7-letter lanes I've missed. Amadeus does play because it plays in column 2. It's a US word. Fantastic. Can I do better than that? And it's not a disaster opening up column 1 because this spot to the left of the E of airiest is pretty hot, especially with the Z to come. Let me finish my squiz. Amadeus does not get doubled, so not a huge score for it. That would be nothing. I'm thinking of May Asor, no O. That would be abomasum through a B. Not seeing anything there. QU obviously do go well together, but I'm not seeing anything. Well, I'm grateful to have spotted Amadeus. This does feel like a bingo rack, but I'm only seeing the 1. So I still have 10 minutes on my clock. Let me briefly consider each of the available floaters. So what would I have ending in D? And ED, not likely. I'm not seeing any prefixes ending in D. How about the L? Quite a useful floater, but I'm not seeing anything. D, beginning with D. That would be a good play. It would get doubled. Not seeing anything. E, nothing. T wouldn't get doubled. I'm going with Amadeus. For 70. And I draw the second blank. Plus, I draw the Z, and there's this spot next to the E of airiest. There is also the A of Amadeus. Right now, the rest of the rack is not amazing. I don't have a Z play unless I burn the blanks, which I may do. I have Zerk in that spot, keeping double C and G. Pretty grim. I have Zek. Wow, fantastic. Opponent has taken that spot, so I'm no longer tempted to burn my blank. And I have Zek right here. Look at this. Zek for 88. Bang! And this is a pretty good rack. I have Axinge as a 7. Not sure there are many 7-letter lanes on this board. Went has taken out the 2 most useful, and in any event, Axinge wouldn't have played. But I'm in a strong position now. I lead by 130 points, and I've got the blank, and I've got 9 minutes on my clock. 14 tiles in the bag. The T of Went looks like a useful floater. But with this rack and GI, I'm immediately thinking of ING words. And then I'm not seeing a bingo with the T. I guess I would also have or do also have the AGE ending. Again, the T not proving useful. Duplicate C not great. Nice score for opponent, 40 points. 8 tiles in the bag. Not hugely bingo-y, no blanks, just 1 S and 2 E's. So what do I need to consider? The floaters, I think. How about the D? No. How about the E? No. I am tempted to have a quick squiz, see if anything jumps to mind, but I'm not hugely optimistic. That would be exceeding through an N. Just checking for N's. There is this one in of went, but doesn't work for ing words. Not seeing anything else. So I have the IC ending, so I may be able to split up the C's. That's Axinge. Does Axinge have an anagram? Not that's coming to mind. That looks useful. Not seeing anything. Still not seeing anything. Okay, so I'm going to give up looking for a bingo, and now I'm looking to sort the rack out. So I'd quite like to hang on to the E, and I mention that because I'm thinking about playing Vice. 27 points. And this rack leave is reasonable. And look at this, quite a lot of I's to come, which will go well with the G, plus an N. Can I do any better than Vice? 27 points is quite a decent score. Where else would score more? Went takes nothing in front. Column 3. Possibly. Well, so what about playing Cage in column 3? Let me see what this looks like. That is a nicer rack. I'm splitting up the C and the G, and it's the C and the G which I think was causing me some discomfort. 25 points is only 2 less than Vice, and this is a rack leave that's 2 points better. I am going with this. Wow. So I'm not too worried about opponent using this top triple with using the V. He's not going to score massively. This is quite a bothersome pick. I was hoping to have a choice of bingos. I may struggle to find one. Just 42 points for opponent. So, one tile in the bag. Remaining tiles not bingo-y, and I'm 70 points ahead. So I think this game is in the bag, but I would like to go out with a bingo if I can. What would that look like with all these eyes? So incising, that doesn't play. I would need an N or a G. The T again looks like the best floater. Intrinsic is slightly too long, but it does have the right number of eyes. Let me see what an IN looks like. Really not seeing anything through that T. And the C doesn't really go well, or this rack doesn't really go well with the T. Although there could be a bingo there. 4 minutes on my clock. Obviously, if I don't find a bingo, I'm going to play off, I think, just one tile to give myself a shot at a bingo, and I'll do that using the eye. And I can do that right here for 18 points, and I think I will. And I have. So I've drawn the P. Now do I have a bingo? Just the I, no other vowel. I think that's proving problematic. I have piscina. Nowhere for that. Just thinking about incipits. Not sure that's even a word. How about bingos beginning with D? And I'm not sure I considered the D last move. Not seeing anything. What about the E? That looks quite promising. I have the epi prefix. Opponent takes out that T. So he's left with EFGI. I don't think he can go out in one. In any event, he's not going to score enough. There's nowhere for piscina. Let me run through the alphabet. And there are no 7-letter lanes, so I'm sort of having in mind L, D, E, and T. Let me just put this back. I really want to consider this T in isolation. What am I thinking of? Maybe something like in script? Well, that doesn't fit. But this does work for a word ending IC. 3 minutes on my clock. So let me put tick down and consider the rest of the rack. Something like panistic, penistic. Not seeing anything. Let me put this back, and I am going to now run through the alphabet. Not seeing anything. Epinosic through an O. Well, is that good? Actually, the E is not available because of the T of Arius. 2 minutes on my clock. So let me keep going here. So I'm considering D and L. Lynch. Nope, I was thinking of linchpins. That isn't good. 2 minutes on my clock, so this isn't going to go on forever. Close to disciple. Discipline. So how about the O? That is actually a vowel. That might be useful. 2 minutes on my clock still. Just put that S back. Not seeing anything there. So U, no. Well, how frustrating. There could be something here, but I'm not seeing it, and I've only got 1 minute on my clock. Are there any other floaters I have overlooked? This T is... just feels like it's the best play, but I'm going to abandon this search. I'm not seeing anything. So, I haven't really considered anything at all because I've been busy looking for a bingo. So, I really now ought to play something, I think. And I'm looking to get rid of the C and the P. So, how about a play beginning with PL? Gosh, this is so frustrating. Can't even see a decent PL play. Well, let me burn the blank. Can I go out with sick? I can. I've got cis and ads and cyst. So I am going to go with this. Wow, that was quite protracted and I'm sure suboptimal at the end. But I really felt there was a bingo there, which is why I spent the time looking for it. Opponent I don't think is going to go out in one. So I've got cis and adds. And cist onto the T of eariest. And sick beside birthed. So I'm definitely going out. And opponent has 30 minutes to decide what to do with this rack. He could have an out. I haven't really considered it. Let me put this game to bed with Cis for 17. And the final score, 349 for my opponent, 471 for me, a winning margin of 122 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first, and I had Jarell, which was a great start. Opponent plays Birthed, and now I have Acqui for 36, F5, that's where I played it. And opponent now plays Yap. So I have a slender lead, and I have a very non-bingo-y rack. And I play Vane for 26, and that looks fine. Opponent's rack plays Toll, and I draw another V to go with this B. And I play Daub, which looks fine. Great rack for opponent. He has a choice of bingos and goes with indoors. And I have YO, which looks fine. So at this stage I lead by about 20. Close to a bingo for opponent. So this is where he plays OI. Just coming back to have a look at his rack. He kept elites, which is a pretty good 6-letter set. So, and he had both the L and the S for going on the end of OI. So that was quite a nice play. My rack, Volary N1. Wow, that's nice. It is slightly dangerous in that it's opening up row O when I suspect opponent has got a bingo rack, but 40 points is 2/3 of a bingo, and I'm getting rid of the V and the Y, so I think I would have played that. As it is, I played Doi for 29, retaining the V, only 11 fewer points, and although Varn is not as good a rack lead as DN, it's a less volatile play. And, well, this is opponent's rack. I'm not sure he does have a bingo here, and wouldn't have had one if I'd played Volary. So he plays Tal, and I have Varan for 30. Opponent plays Eeriest, which was a nice spot. Now, all I could see was Amadeus. However, there was also Musaka. Well done if you spotted that. In parallel to Eeriest, putting the M next to the E. And Agamus, which I should have spotted, in the same spot as Amadeus. Anyway, I'm glad to have seen something. Horrible rack for opponent, 2 U's and a W. Great, and this is where he played Went, retaining 2 U's. I had this rack, which would have been problematic if opponent had played in column 1. But as it is, I have Zek for 88, which was a massive score. Opponent does now sort his rack out nicely with Freenham. And I had this rack. I had a 90-point lead, but I was looking to increase that. Well, no bingo with this rack. And I play Cage for 25. And I think I like that. The scores of the higher placed moves, not that much more. And the rack leaves, I don't think, are better. Opponent's rack plays Vexed, and I have 3 eyes and 1 tile in the bag. Wow, there is a bingo here. Isotinic. Gosh, okay, what a miss. Isotinic. Fortunately, the game didn't turn on it, but it was there, and it's always painful to miss a bingo. So I played XI. Opponent plays Gout, and this is my final rack. No bingo. Wow. So Isotinic was the play on the previous move. And my play now of Plane is... I could have played Planes. Not sure that would have been necessarily better. But it's not massively inferior to the other offerings that are being shown. Opponent plays Gift. And I play Sick. Except I don't. Where's that? J14. Ah, Sick and Gifts for 18, and I play Sis for 17, so 1 point dropped right at the end. So, what a game. Absolutely cracking fun, and a bit of a slow start with some tricky racks with V's and B's, and I was a long way from bingo, but I think I just managed to keep scoring steadily and managed to build up a big enough gap, and then Amadeus and Zek really put a bit of daylight between me and my opponent. Anyway, all good fun. I hope you enjoyed watching that video, and I will see you next time.